Over a 2-day period, more than 30,000 California residents were forced to evacuate, and not because of fire, but due to water, due to rain, mudslides, flooding, and so much more. Now, in the peak of the storm, we saw that more than 150,000 residents in California went without power, many of which had no water or had water up to their knees. They had debris all over their property, and they had to deal with road closures all around them. Now, there is another atmospheric river that is expected to hit the northern part of California. This will include another round of flooding. This will also include high winds. Forecasters say that we are going to see another 10 inches of rain that will hit parts of the state. Now, why is this important? Well, this devastating event, this devastating weather, is actually good news for the U.S. economy and for California in the future. As of right now, Californians are going to get hit with a massive amount of rain. We already are seeing that the ground is so wet, so soaked, it cannot soak in any more water. That is an issue because the water has to go somewhere. Now, where is it going? Well, we do have some good news for the big 6 reservoirs in the state of California. Now, here's what I can tell you. What is expected is that tens of thousands of acres of agricultural land will flood. This is going to, primarily this is going to hurt the land. This is going to hurt crops initially, but this is good news for the future. This is going to close primary and secondary roads and make them impassable in many places. This means travel is going to be hindered. Now, this is not the best news for today, but this is positive news for the future. Again, California is expected to get hit with a couple more storms. There's one that's supposed to start today. There's also another one that's going to go into next week. So, we still have a couple of weeks of bad weather, and then Californians, people in Oregon, people in Washington State as well, they should get a little bit better weather, at least as of right now. That's at least what the meteorologists are telling us. Now, here's what I can tell you. California's water supply is actually looking fairly good. According to a Marin Water official, information official, he says that as of Wednesday morning, all 7 of Marin Water's reservoirs were at capacity, and many of which were overflowing. They were spilling. Now, their only worry is that they will not be able to handle any more water. Again, that's an issue. But according to California's Water Resource Department, they say that the big 6 reservoirs are filling quickly. Let me just give you an idea. On December 30th, we saw that they were at 34% full. Then on January 3rd, they went to 37% full. On January 6th, they were at 39% full. And then yesterday, on January 10th, we were at 42% full. 68% full is normal. That is what we want to get to. 68% or above would be good news. Now, just to give you an idea of where they are compared to normal levels, well, let's just look. We know Don Pedro is 97% of normal. Oroville is 85% of normal. Shasta is 67% of normal, and this is the largest reservoir in the state. San Luis and Malones are 59% of normal, and Trinity is 42% of normal. The expectation is we are going to get a lot more rainwater, and this is going to help fill up the reservoirs. Now, why is this such good news? And why, again, this is good news for multiple reasons. The first one is more water means a greater ability to produce hydroelectricity. It means more water for farmers. This is going to help stabilize the agriculture industry, which has been struggling over the past handful of years, really for decades. But it doesn't stop there. Do you know why California is experiencing so many wildfires? It's because of a drought. It's because the land is dry. That's why. Guess what? If there's so much water being soaked into the soil, this means we're not going to see a drought. We are not going to see extreme wildfires over the next few years. This should be really good news moving forward. And it's because of all this that all this rain, many are saying, could be the best year yet for the state, but also for much of the country. Let me just give you an idea. I live in Washington State. In Washington State, we felt the effects of the smoke coming up from California. We also felt the effects of the smoke coming up from Oregon and coming down from Canada. So just because you live in a different state does not mean another state will not impact you. Millions of people, millions and millions of people, they were under a advisory because of smoke, because of the air quality index, the AQI. It was so high in many parts of California, Oregon, and Washington, and I believe Idaho as well, that people were saying, do not go outside. Health experts said, stay inside. Do not go outside because it was too dangerous. Now, this is good news. And I hate to say this because we've already seen reports that 17 people have died because of this rain. I saw a report the other day that a 5-year-old was swept away in a flood and died. These are devastating events. And this is why I say this devastating weather, because it is devastating. This is hurting millions of people. This is causing billions and billions of dollars in damage. Now, and this is why it's such a tough situation, is because we are getting more rain. It will be good news in the future, but as of right now, this is a tough situation to be in. Now, keep in mind, farmers are pretty much ecstatic about what's going on. They're a little bit frustrated that there's so much rain. It is damaging their crops now. But keep in mind that California produces more than 1/3 of all the country's vegetables. So if you've seen a vegetable shortage, and I just did a food shortage update yesterday, if you are seeing a shortage in vegetables, understand a lot of it comes from California. 75% of our nation's fruits and nuts come from California. California also produces $7.5 billion in milk. So if you've seen a shortage in milk, well, that could be a reason why. And another $5 billion in grapes, which can cause, which is used for either juice, fruit, or just to make wine. So again, California is a very vital piece of our economy, and it doesn't mean you have to live in California. Many industries across the United States are dependent on California to do well. So these recent storms are actually considered good news for the future of our economy. Now, I just want to say that California is now the woods yet. We are going to see more rain. We're going to see more flooding. We are going to see some high winds. And this is potentially going to be even more devastating than what it is as of right now. As of today, there's already been reports of 17 deaths because of the rain over the past week or so. And experts say that there could be more because right now there's not a lot of places for this water to go. So as we get more information as to what is going on regarding the rain and the weather out of the pretty much on the West Coast, I will keep you updated on that as soon as we get it. Also, I will keep you updated on the U.S. economy, what's going on there, how we are potentially going to be out of this mess of extreme weather, but also high prices for food as well. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss an update. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.